So remember the MMORPG that is Dungeons and Dragons based and it focuses on the world of D&D? Well, what if I told you we may have another? Remember the MMORPG Neverwinter that is Dungeons and Dragons based and it focuses on the world of D&D? Well, what if I told you we have another Dungeons and Dragons based SRPG on mobile and PC? That's right. We're talking of Dragon Heir Silent Gods. When I first heard of the details about this game, I just knew I had to play it. I'm a huge fan of D&D, and I'm in a current session of D&D with my friends right now as we speak. I feel as this game might be, and this might be a hot take, it might be the Raid Shadow Legends killer. So let's talk about the gameplay. Let's talk about what makes this game so fun and so great. And I definitely can't wait to see the developmental process on, because this game is currently in a closed beta test, the second closed beta test. So I can't wait for, that full massive global launch. But there are currently two modes to consider in this game, which is the complete overview, which is a top-down isometric view of the game. This part is where you pretty much do most of your exploring and engaging in combat. Now, for all of my D&D fans, this is something along the lines of when you have your dungeon master or your DM, he's setting up the entire playfield for you, and you guys are traveling a bunch. So kind of have that mindset, but of course, as in gaming wise, as very well made graphics and animations, it does feel like you are playing a next gen RPG. It has a huge open world map, which you have your mountains, you have different passageways. Everything is here, but it is still open world, and you can pretty much go wherever you like. Then there's the second mode, which is the tactical mode. Now, you will come across this once you actually engage in combat with your enemies. You can place down 5 of your available heroes on the battlefield, and they will start to auto combat with your enemy. Now, you can use skills and aim them at the battlefield in order to influence the actions of your heroes, or turn on full auto and just let the game play out. 9 times out of 10, I know most players will probably be doing the latter of the two. Combat animations and graphics are very good. Your heroes do not stand in one spot and use skills and turns. They actually move on the battlefield in real-time combat. Some ultimate skills have nice animations as well, and you can collect resources that you use for crafting or cooking, take on quests, loot chests, and fight enemies while you're in that overview world. During specific events, you can even use dice checks for given situations. Like very early on in the beginning of the game, you're tasked with coming across a dragon and you're trying to steal the dragon's scales. You can roll a dice check, which, if I'm not mistaken, you need a 8 or more in order for you to stealthily grab the scales from them. Then if you wanted to take the gold, you can go through another dice check, which you just click the button and just pray to Jesus that you're RNG as well. Especially, in D&D, we have our actual rolling of the dice. We're hoping that a computer-generated rolling dice works the best. I was able to successfully steal the loot and steal the scales without waking up the dragon. And I find like that right there is probably the most coolest thing. The most coolest thing regarding it. Like that's the coolest touch to this game. Like the fact that it actually has a D&D, like if you're a fan of D&D, this is the game for you. Fun thing that it seems that as long as you defeat the enemy, they are gone for good. So it really feels like an actual RPG, which is kind of rare for mobile games. Are you guys kind of getting the gist of what I mean by Raid Shadow Legends killer? Like, that's just probably something fun to talk about. But I feel like this game is definitely going to be up there. Like once it gets fully fleshed out and, go to full global launch where people can really get their hands and bite into this game and digest into it, I feel like this is one of those games that will roll up as the next talked about Gacha RPG to come out. You can also do dungeon farming as well for your resources for, your hero upgrades and crafting. All the player models look phenomenal. Like the game just looks good and the game feels good. I definitely like the strategic part behind the RPG combat, and I just love like every time you set up anew, your health doesn't peel over, so you have to actually use potions right before the start of the fight, which makes sense because it's almost treating it like you don't have a short or long rest in this game that I've noticed. So when you're doing your healing, it has to be right before the combat. So just, of course, make sure you're stacked up on potions. But you can try to think of this as an actual Dungeons and Dragons like game, as if you were actually playing the tabletop game. It has its moments, you know, where it's gameplay first. This is a gaming instead of it being tabletop, but I still love what they have added to it. And my final thoughts regarding this game, other than that, there are standard mechanics you can expect from any hero collector / gacha game out there. They are done in a pretty unique and different way, so they don't feel like a copy of a whole nother game. You can go in PvP on the arena, do daily questing, craft gear, cook food and potions, and much more. Dragon Heir is already showing so much promise and might just might be the next RPG mobile game to, you know, dethrone Raid Shadow Legends. Of course, for all the Raid Shadow Legends fans out there, do not attack me for this video. I'm just poking fun at Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends did very well over the time period, but I definitely now feel like there's another game that's going to be neck and neck with it as well. With the stunning graphics, the downright awesome storytelling that D&D is good for, and they actually took that storytelling and slapped it into this game. It is kind of text-based, but the voice acting is phenomenal. Like, whoever was the voice actors for all of these characters, clap it up for you. That is badass at the end of the day. Of course, if you like the dice check mechanics and the strategy-based combat and exploration of the world, then I highly recommend players to at least give it a try. Currently, right now, I am playing on the early access, so you can probably go to your Google Play Store, type in Dragon Heir Silent God, and it should pop up early access, and you guys can give it out. Sadly, I don't know when it will come out on PC, but it is due to come out on Steam sometime soon, so hopefully, probably by the time of its full actual launch, it will come out on PC and mobile at the same time. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. I'm pretty hyped. I want to see what you guys think about it, or if you haven't touched it yet, or is this an idea that you guys can get behind. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. Make sure to like the video. Show anybody else who are D&D fans. They got to check it out for sure. But as always, this has been your host, KSDTV, here at Chaotic Inc., signing out. Peace.
Manifest. I don't sleep, that's so weak, don't plan to rest. I'm from a hood where you die if you don't pack a vest. No culinary degrees, but whipping crack the best. Chefing, hard times taught lessons. Praying every night to pull up in park Benzes. What's my home is what you call trenches. You wouldn't last a day seeing life through all lenses. It's all tension, no sun, and rain and plenty. Full-time job, still can never